welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AKAAWOL, and welcome to International Color Day. And I figured what would be better than an unpacking video of all these different colors to celebrate the International Color Day. So there are 4 of these big packs, and in each one of the big packs there are 4 smaller ones. And this is how my string comes to me when I make an order. So there's 3.6 kg of floss here, some 1,500, just over 50. It was like 1,506 skeins of floss, and I had to go through and just double check, make sure it was all there, and it was. There was only one instance in all of this where I'm like, oh no, there's, it's supposed to be 15 and there's only 14. And then I picked up what was still sitting on the table and like, oh, there's the 15th. So yeah, no, my supplier is very good. In case you're wondering where I get my string from, this all comes from AliExpress. It's the factory store. Yeah, it's a really great deal on the string. You don't have to get 3.6 kg of floss at once. You can get smaller amounts, but still. And so this is the start of something new for me here. If you are a YouTube member, you would probably already know about this. I was talking about this before with them. Basically, there's 447 different colors to choose from, and as nice as that is, I don't need all 447 different colors for what I do. Turns out what I need is probably a lot closer to, I think we went with 115, 118, something like that. Because in the 447, there's like there's probably almost 100 different green, right? And there's an awful lot of like drab colors and browns and some other ones. Like I still have a fair amount of brown, don't get me wrong, but I didn't need all of them. I didn't need every single shade there was. And so I've cut down on the number of colors that I plan on using, and I am basically trying to, like, whenever I do an order, it's going to be to top up to have like 20 shades of the colors that I am using. So this is my little trade-off. So I have a nice full airplane trolley full of floss now. I still think that I'm going to narrow down some of the colors a little bit more, and I think we'll be able to spot it in the video. There's a couple of pinks that are so close together that it was so difficult to tell them apart. I just kind of chucked it up as, yep, they're probably all there. I'll just put them all together in one thing. So I don't need 2 colors that are almost identical. Even if I was trying to do a fade, they were so close together, it would be almost impossible. Even those 2 yellows, right? They're so close together. Maybe I don't quite need that, right? So if I choose one to stay, then, yeah, that'll just be easier in the future. That's my kind of thought. So, yeah. Yes. But see how they all come in so packed together? I don't know how they managed to get it so perfect. Because I sort of make a mess out of it just counting them. So I'm really, really impressed with whatever they're doing to make it so perfectly even, straight up and down. Like it's really good. And the quality of the floss is awesome, by the way. If you're thinking about ordering from them, it's thicker than DMC. If you can make 2 bracelets, one DMC and one out of this, you'll be able to physically see the difference in how thick the bracelet is by comparison. If you hold the threads up and just compare the threads, you'll never notice it. It's very nuanced. But if you've got like a 16 string bracelet and you compare the 2, it could be almost a 1/4 inch, maybe. I'm looking. I know it's about that big. It might be a, 3/8 or something. No, yeah, 3/8, possibly. I don't know. It's a big difference though. It's especially noticeable if you go and you make a bag. That was how we first discovered that strings come in different sizes. Was I made a bag for my wife that was the same exact number of strings as my first bag, but it was huge. It was such a big difference that she hated the bag and just thought it was so big she wouldn't carry it. And I loved the bag. I thought it was like one of the most difficult patterns I had ever done. And I was just like, oh, really? Like that's unfortunate. So yeah. So here comes the pinks there are 2 colors in there. And yeah, that's the ones. And I was trying to figure out like if I could match them up and whatever, and just decided forget it, chuck them in the box. They're just so close. Like even that one to the others was really close, but those ones were like way too close. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't even realize that International Color Day was a thing. I even had to look it up to make sure like it meant what I thought it meant. And it's about a celebration of all the different colors in our lives and things. It wasn't like about people or something. So yeah, kind of thought, well, wow, who celebrates, all the different colors of making things more than a guy like me who's, constantly trying to come up with interesting combinations and patterns and designs and stuff. So yeah, I really did like this. By the way, let me just thank my YouTube members for making this stuff possible. It is their support that allowed me to even buy all this floss. And I know I talked about this for a long time, and it's gonna get a little bit weird because the date for this video and when the string came in, you're going to see some videos in the future of this, of me talking about getting this string in and being excited that the string is coming, but scheduling for videos and stuff is in such a way that yeah, it won't quite coordinate. It won't make quite sense. So yeah, until you get to probably one of the review channel, or well, I could do it on the review one. I could do it on the next one. The next video I do I will talk about having gotten the string, and you'll just have to figure it out like when it happened, unless you're a YouTube member, which you get to see the videos when they come out. So you'll actually see this one suddenly pop up as a much later date, and you'll be one of the few that actually knows like what the scheduling thing is like around here. Because it gets a little crazy when you shoot out videos every day. Yeah, it takes a lot. So yeah, and the members get to see all that. They get to see behind the scenes, and in fact, I'm streaming as we're recording this. So yeah, kind of cool. I like this color. I like this color. There's a flower that I have like a tattoo of that's kind of that along that kind of color. I really like that one. I like all the colors though. Honestly, every color that's in here has been chosen to be something, like there's a reason for each and every single one of them. A lot of times it's because it'll make an interesting fade between like a light blue to dark blue, or purple to whatever, browns, tans, earthy tones. Yeah, and sometimes it's because it'll make for an interesting, like if I combine that shade of like a brown with like a bright, vibrant blue or something, like the contrast will be amazing. So yeah. Yeah, one thing that you don't get to see in this video is me putting the strings away. Like, so after I get done counting all of these, I've got Mandy double checking what we ordered and updating the app that we use to keep track of like how much string we have. And so she's doing all that while I'm counting it all out. and then I'm putting all these strings into the bins inside of the airplane trolley. Yeah, can you imagine if I was going to try to wind all this stuff on bobbins? It would I would probably have to take a couple months off in order to do that. If that was going to be my goal, it would, honestly, I could see it as being a couple months of work to do that. And for sure my arms would be pretty wrecked, because doing that whole winding string around the bobbin, yeah. And it's when you stretch out the string, when you first have it in the skein and you stretch it out so to make sure that it's not tangled, you pretty much have to do that standing up. It's not real convenient to do it sitting down. So there'd be a couple months of standing, unraveling, and then winding up the string. It would be ridiculous. It's not going to happen. But I can tell you, like, if you're going to keep it in a box, try not to shuffle through the box too much, because that's where the tangles come from when you're trying to stretch out the string and make sure that there's no knots in it. It's digging through the box that'll cause it. When it's all nice and fresh like this, almost no tangles whatsoever. So yeah, just something to kind of keep an eye on. I think this is the last pack of 4. So yeah, so much string. And yeah, other than like that pink, these were all counted out individually to make sure that I had the right stuff. And I could have done the pink. I could have just gone to each and every label and read the number and like done it. But it was just like, yeah, I hating it already. So and this whole sorting out the strings was done in the evening, and my brain was just like not having it. I was so tired. I just wanted to get through it. But I am excited. I really am. There is so much string in the box, like I said. So I probably have enough to make the whole rest of this year and then some of any kind of bracelets I want. So that's really exciting for me. Whether it's going to be rainbows or making some stuff that's more tribal like, or just whatever I want, I've got the string to do it. Really exciting. Yeah, and it's you guys. You guys are the ones that make all this happen, because if you weren't watching my videos, I wouldn't be doing this. So thank you guys for it. If you haven't already, hit like on the video. I would really super appreciate that. And yeah, if you got other friends that like making stuff out of floss, maybe, you know, let them know that there's a guy in Singapore who's originally from Detroit who likes to make stuff as well. That'd be kind of fun. Get more people in here. I would love to get to the point where YouTube sends me the play button. So more subscribers, the closer I get to that. So that'd be kind of awesome. Yeah, I think this is the last pack. Yeah. So guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you for enjoying the International Color Day. I think that's kind of neat. Go out, do something colorful. You know, even if you're watching this after the event, still add some color to your life. Put a nice bracelet on, lots of colors, and enjoy it, because we can. Yeah, I keep seeing, like, I see the timer now on the video, and it's like, yeah, we're almost there. Almost. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.